Three, two, one.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you coverage of all the top split action for the weekly strength of field race, the virtual Talladega Super Speedway in Talladega, Alabama. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing. The top split for this series, RTP and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince. Alongside the booth once again is our Menard Series racer Brayden Laster. DJ Lyons working the controls as our producer. Brayton, a lot of the heavy hitters have come out to play tonight. It's Dega week, and several of the top iRacers are looking to go fast around one of the biggest tracks in all of NASCAR.
And normally you think at Talladega, you think of one thing, and that's the trees. This track during qualifying on iRacing normally has more trees than Wisconsin. But as we've seen here, JP, we'll get to in a minute, this race has already proven to be pretty eventful as drivers are shunning other drivers for putting down a qualifying lap and attempting to qualify. So between the cloud coverage, which we'll get to here in a little bit, you're going to see these 33 degrees of banking is going to be covered by clouds in every corner, as the time in session is only 7 a.m.
It's a tradition when it comes to the iRacing off week for a morning race at Dega. It always is interesting to go from darkness to brightness when it comes to Dega week. Of course, as part of the fantasy portion of the schedule, we go to the actual portion of the NASCAR calendar on February the 12th when we go to Daytona. But an interesting stretch that includes Legacy Atlanta and the Chicago Street Circuit. Stafford also a short track mixed in as well, a part of this fantasy portion of the calendar all the way up to March the 5th for the final week at Phoenix.
Yeah, you gotta love that calendar for sure, especially Chicago Street Course. It's gonna be fun to watch these trucks handle.
Well, so far the point standings have had a lot of different drivers up front. That includes Freddie Bezanes, I should say. How about top of the board so far? 509 points scored in the first couple weeks so far on the season. Dakota Long picked up 507 points. Alan Boone, Anthony Burrows, J-Bo, Jordan Worf with some good performances in 6. Benjamin White, Nathan Harper, Jaden Carter, Tyler Helsel. Amongst the top 10, expect a lot of shuffling as the season goes on as drivers turn laps in races. But you know what time it is? It's time for the starting grid. And our stacked field of competitors is ready to go. 5,878 is your S.O.F. tonight here on this Friday night during the holidays. Hope you enjoyed your holidays. Let's take a look at how they start. Would you believe it? Apparently, peer pressure works for not qualifying. Nicholas Doucette was the only person in the field to put in a qualifying lap. He starts on the pole over Michael Frisch, then Malik Ray and Daniel Mosteller, a super speedway ace in 4. Jack Mace and Max Brady are in the top 6. Benjamin White and J-Bo in the top 8. Carson Bowers and Caden Dietrich, a regular in these races, rounds out your top 10, Brayton.
And then Bradley Erickson, first driver there outside the top 10. His outside is going to be that bright yellow Aaron Smith, his first C Fixed race in over a year. So the iRacing guru is going to try and take it to the house tonight against the professionals. Speaking of professionals, right there in line behind him, another NASCAR Craftsman Trucks his driver Roger Cruz. His outside to Stephen T. Miles. Behind them, we have Matthew Maglia. Now Rocky Boyd, the third, we've seen him quite a bit in the RTP ladder and in C-Fix, starting there in 16th, Jaden Carter in 17th, John Chun Lim in 18th, Cody Nichols in 19th, Karen Huggins. We've seen him have a lot of success, and believe it or not, one of the lower ranked drivers coming into the night. Then Aaron C. Lee there in 21st, Wyatt A. Gray in 22nd, Joey Savage rounding out your field of 23 strong.
This might be one of our more stacked fields we've seen when it comes to these broadcasted races. It should be a fun night to see some of the theatrics on hand. Well, let's talk about your Maconi setup shop race analysis here from Talladega Super Speedway. 25 laps your distance here from Dega for these drivers. Remember, fixed iRacing setups in this series, no faster pair should say, are available. There are 2 tire sets in the pit lane if necessary for these drivers. Not expecting that really unless drivers want extra grip towards the later portions if there's a caution flag or there's damage. It can happen here. A lot of damage.
That damage is the name of the game indeed. It's almost a given when we come to Talladega Super Speedway here. It's not a matter of if, but when. And let me tell you, normally starting on the pole here is a great spot, JP, but we saw the shunning that was happening beforehand. I actually was talking to some of the other drivers in a Discord chat box as far as some insights why we were not qualifying, and the only answer I got was, this is serious stuff.
Well, it is a cool racetrack. It is an early morning race. And already the drivers are looking to have some fun as Max Brady passes the entire field. That's not going to work out very well unless he gets back in line. But in all seriousness here, what are your keys to a good race here? As these drivers are very much taking this seriously.
Yeah, this is very much going to be a fun race. Very seriously indeed. Very serious, super serious, as we can say. That's a tough word. Come on with a list to say, I'll tell you that. But I mean, it's going to be chaos. You got literally some of the best iRacing drivers, or these drivers that iRacing and the real world has to offer. They got a ton of stacked talent here. Roger Farouk mentioning his truck race background. Rocky Boy, he races street stocks over the West Coast, and Bruce, he competed down in Pensacola during Five Flags weekend or during Snowball Derby weekend. Aaron Smith, I know, is trying to break on that road racing scene as well. And look at the talent here, the Coke wins, the RTP wins. This is going to be a race of legends.
So, for those keeping track, if you haven't noticed, Michael P. Frisch, who is one of the drivers from the Contender Series ladder getting ready for the Coke runs, did not make the starting grid, interestingly enough. As well, Max Brady is still parked on the back straightaway, has now officially towed. They are appearing to start for the pit lane. Brady will have a tow, believe, though. So we're off to a wild start here on this Friday night. Dega week getting fully rolling. We're underway from Talladega. Nicholas Doucette controlling the bottom. Daniel Musteller up on top. And now it's a whole wave of people who want to go to the back, and everybody's nearly running each other over doing so.
They're going to be 3, 4 wide. There's Nicholas and set your points that are going in the back. They told him they wouldn't leave him out to drive. He went to the back to make it even. He gets right back in line with Malik Ray. They're in the number 2 truck. Cedar Pulsitter goes to the tail end of the field. He's going to have 24 laps now to work his way up to the front. And that's going to promote none other than Demos to the lead. He's got help, all kinds of from Benjamin White and Jabo running that outside there in that 7 truck, and give the lap lead to none other than Demos.
Michael P. Frisch has made his way into the pit road. Max Brady still yet to come out of the pit lane after towing on the pace lap. To the race lead, though, goes Benjamin White from the bottom. So expect a lot of tandeming to get the power moving in this pack. This is a momentum-based truck to be able to move forward in the pack.
And looking at the weather, we were talking about how cloudy it was in between sessions. The time advanced about 25 minutes now. It's all we need to get a beautiful, clear track here. Time in session only 7:30 a.m., but cloud coverage is completely gone. During qualifying, not that it mattered. I mean, you couldn't even see the corner in front of them most of the time. As one driver goes low, trying to go to the back, I believe. That's Rocky Boy the third, stuck below the yellow line. Doesn't have a hole yet. Thinks about coming up. All kinds of chaos in front of him.
That nearly caused the trouble for Daniel Musteller up front as well. We've seen Daniel do brave things here at Dega. Memories come back to him nearly about a year ago when we had Dega week during the offseason. Ended up picking up a win in a wild one. And he knows how to win on the super speedways. He won a majority of the S.O.F races, in fact, and during one of the seasons in the past year.
Yeah, I think he was I think he went 3 or 4 in a row there for the broadcasted top split here from the Maconi C Fixed Series over the past couple of years. He's definitely one to beat on the super speeder races. I don't know if it's a talent or just very gutsy move and risk playing, but he's leading this field. He's actually got draft. That's Max Brady in front of him, going about 20 miles an hour slower. Brady stays to the bottom. Demos and Field have to come up, and somehow everyone's keeping it straight for now. Demos is going to get a bump from behind. That's going to Benjamin White, and here comes Cody Negos, and there goes Demos into the wall. Barrel rolling down the corner, and just like that, Demos' beautiful win streak is over.
Demos getting turned around, bumping in the corner, not a good thing. 3 wide with traffic. Max Brady was trying to keep himself from going 2 laps down at the time of the caution flag. And Carson Bowers collected Musteller is the only one with the meatball flag. Let's take a look at the replay. This got ugly.
It got ugly very quick. Demos went high to get around Max Brady. When he did, he went high to block the high lane of Carson Bowers on a 9 truck. That allowed the door to open up for the 6 Benjamin White. Then the 19 as well, looking down low. I don't think Demos knows a 3 wide, and it's a bump from Bowers and sends Demos into the outside wall and on his lid.
So already, drivers potentially join the DNF list. How things have gone so far. That all sparked trying to go 3 wide with lap traffic, offset with the contact of the bump. That significantly damaged the front of Bowers' truck as well. That 9 in sim could be suffering potentially the rest of this one. By the way, with the loops of the caution flag, Max Brady did lose the 2nd lap of that mix. So right now, might be in your lucky dog spot and back to maybe get the lap back. We'll have to see. But it's still, you know who's up front? It is the 19. Cody Nichols has found his way to the point.
He was looking 3 wide there underneath Demos and company, and that's when the wreck there happened to his outside, and he took full advantage of it. Nothing he did wrong other than just push the situation. I mean, he saw a hole and he filled it. Just like that, he has inherited the lead a fifth of the way through this one from 19th on the starting grid.
Looks like some drivers, interestingly enough, have decided, you know what? What's coming into pit road at least? It is a track position game. Some people like to go to the back, some to the front. And it looks like half the field has said, let's go to the back.
Okay, I don't know if it's due to maybe the sun being out on the track. Only 66 degrees at track temperature, so it's not really burning the right front off too much. It's only 4 or 5 laps into the run. I don't see a huge advantage gain here. But some drivers, like I said, just like that track position, just like going to the back. And someone would take an extra long pit stop like Jabo here to make sure that they are losing a couple of spots and they're kind of behind all the chaos when it happens. They're in front of them, maybe to get some damage fixed. Might just have to bang that quarter panel out just a hair and whatnot.
And for the most part, it looks like the drivers left on pit road. Going to take their time to decide what they want to do. Let's remind you once again, iRacing's having a holiday sale up through January 5th. 50% off for new iRacing memberships. For more information, go to iracing.com/holiday-sale. So be able to get yourself a new membership today if you're enjoying this one. Great to be able to join in on the holidays, especially when it comes to the sim. A lot of new sim racing drivers with the holiday season as well, talked about on social media, in fact, by iRacing. A lot of excitement built up for this new upcoming bit of racing, to say the very least, up to the new year.
Definitely a lot going on. I did get some clarification on Max Brady's decision there to make an extra short, I guess, pace lap and toe to the pit. He had to make a bathroom break.
Off the start. How about that?
Well, better to do it now and lose the track position early on than if you're leading the field with 3 to go. And I do not want to be that guy who has to clean up a racing seat or a sim rig because I went potty.
Well, we're coming up to 19 laps to go when we have a lot of drivers who picked up track position already. Partly with the pit strategy, partly with on the move. Roger Carew, yes, the one from the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks Series, is on the move, 13th to 3rd. Expect him to be somebody trying to get aggressive to the front.
Yeah, driving at race here in real life multiple times in the Arco Menard series, and now the NASCAR Craftsman Trucks series. I think I saw somewhere he's going back. I might be completely wrong. I probably am as far as next year. But I'm sure he's got big plans in motion, and I always love seeing him come run the Maconi C Fixed Series. I saw him on Twitter actually earlier this week saying C Fixed is about the only fun thing to run. So glad to have him here in the broadcast time slot. Talked about cheese, and you see more cheese at the Super Speedway races in Wisconsin. And currently running below, right there on the yellow line. Don't know if it's helping his tires as much as it would another track, but sometimes it's just fun to do.
It was announced a couple weeks ago, in fact, that he'd be running full-time again with Spire Motorsports in the Truck Series, just after graduating from Winston-Salem State University. Congratulations, I should say, to the now college graduate. But it looks like just about getting ourselves ready to go here for the restart. And not really anybody getting themselves sorted. Bradley Erickson poking to the outside. It's already been wild so far. We'll see if the wildness continues.
Definitely been a wild one for sure, and I expect nothing less from Talladega. I mean, the fans here in real life, obviously we don't have them here on iRacing, are very close to this kind of atmosphere, and the drivers are doing a great job at replicating the same atmosphere that normally the fans provide. Most of these drivers mentioned, typically our fans come race week, but here to get me on the big screen at home, to all the viewers at home watching on iRacing social media platforms, Maconi Entertainment, they're putting on a great show, and let me tell you, the entertainment value here is second to none.
Just about all set for the restart. 18 laps to go in this one. Knowles and White on the front row. Carruth and Erickson, Carter and Miles, Huggins, Gilliam. Then Nicholas Doucette and Max Britt, and rather Malik Ray in your top 10. Green flag is out, back underway. The action continues with a push to Eagles from Carruth. The outside getting the better run. Already some people swapping the lines, trying to play some gamesmanship up there, going Huggins to the outside.
They're going to be tight quarters all around down the back straightaway. Eagles still trying to hang on to the lead. The outside is so much better as far as being formed up and as far as delivering pushes. Benjamin White there benefiting greatly from Bradley Erickson and company. Not quite able to get clear of Eagles today. Here comes the bottom. The help from Carruth is there. They're going to be running the shorter line in the corner. Carry the momentum off the corner here, off turn 4 through the tri-oval, and the outside. Look at the run they're building here.
Usually the outside better down the straightaways, the inside better in the corners with a short distance around here at iRacing. That's allowed Benjamin White yet again to control the bottom as Erickson controls the top. One of the drivers joining the fray though, up on that outside line, truck 1. From the pit lane, Michael Frisch is already battling for the top 10.
And look at the driver there in front of him, Nicholas Doucette. Remember, he got the pole, and the field said they wouldn't help him. They'd shun him if he didn't go to the back off the green flag, and he got the pole board and immediately back straightaway went right there. So him and Michael P. Frisch here in line 1 and 2. As far as truck numbers go, as these starting spots go.
Now just trying to see what happens on the outside line. That's got a lot of steam still from this pack. There's already been a lot of communication to him pushing right as a third line attempting to start up. J-Bo wants to go, and he's got Caden Dietrich and Rocky Boy III taking pokes with him.
I'll tell you, these drivers are all in their own discords, communicating, talking to one another, having fun, trying to plan these runs as they can plan to run beautifully. As the outside now it's got to back up, looking at a ton of track spots and a ton of real estate. Currently the driver with the best seat in the house as far as real estate goes. Bradley Erickson leading the inside, but you see that third row slowly getting formed up there.
The outside can work with the tandem. It requires a lot of gamesmanship. Speaking of gamesmanship, Doucette and Ray both making blocks to the outside. And Malik Ray, one of those drivers who made his name on super speedways, known for being aggressive, known for being good on the super speedways, is now leading that third line.
Yeah, looking at that Discord, I can see the one they're in They got all kinds of drivers in this race. Caden Diedrich, Rocky Boyd, Amy Sevich, and there goes a huge wreck. One driver on the side, roof against the wall. A couple drivers going to the inside wall. Hard hits for Jack Mace and Aaron C. Lee. Didn't mention Jack Mace, part of that group as well. Just like that.
Caution flag is out for the second time. And curious what happened there as Lee had the bobble in the middle of the corner. Yes, there was a tech issue for a driver below. Mace nowhere to go.
Yeah, so see the driver disappears. Not sure who that is. It's Carson Bowers. I don't know if that upset Aaron Lee's truck and just gets sitting there on the Jack Mason. Hard hit there for Aaron Lee. Jack Mason, the inside wall there a little bit. Hard enough to blow his motor.
2 more meatball flags, yeah. Lee going out the side and then taking even a harder hit to the inside wall. That's enough to break the motor. And so that puts us under caution for our second time with 14 laps to go here. Now what goes to the mind here if you're in the midst of this field already, seeing cautions building up, but also a lot of people making it clear, this is a high S.O.F. You better be ready to go 3 wide.
100%. You talk about the best of the best, so they're all right here in the session, and these guys are not scared to go 3 wide. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 4 wide there in the last couple of laps coming to the checkered flag. We still got some time to go before we get there, but I would not be surprised. These drivers definitely not afraid to push the situation. We talked about some of the reputation for these drivers. Malik Ray is known for being aggressive. You need a bump, you know he's going to give it to you because he's going to do everything he can to make sure he gets to the front. As most of the field here, led by Michael P. Frisch, doing some half drifty boys down pit lane, coming down and get some service.
Michael P. Frisch like to go to the back once again. Not too many spots lost, mind you, despite this. So he'll get himself resorted with the rest of the field electing to shuffle the deck here. By the way, Lucky Dog, Max Brady, will be the 20th person on the lead lap with this caution flag. J-Bo elected to come out first. Michael P. Frisch just behind Dietrich and Carter to race off pit road. Let's take a quick step aside. The restart coming up already at about halfway through the scheduled distance here from Talladega.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Talladega Superspeedway as we get ready for more action for some C Fixed Racing. Maconi Setup Shop C Fixed Series. Just about getting set for the restart here. Taking a look at a trophy. This was a trophy picked up by Braxton DeWeese from Maconi Setup Shop from the last time Fast Fridays ran. $150 and a trophy for super late models at Five Flags, Brayton. And that was a thrower in the end where Braxton got it.
That was a great race there, all race long, a great combination. And what a beautiful trophy. That's going to sit pretty on that Dale Jr. throne he's got going on in the background there. Very old school style. I'm sure you're gonna love that. And you know, Fast Fridays, that's the thing that almost anyone, I believe, can sign up and run for if you go over to MaconiSetupShop.com. Find out more about Fast Fridays.
Meanwhile, we're getting ourselves set for an 11-lap dash. It's been a race of attrition at some points, but it's also been one where 3 wide has been something we've seen commonplace starting to at least. Benjamin White, Bradley Erickson, and it's Miles and Eagles, Huggins and Caruth, Ray and Nick Doucette, Ray and Smith II, who are amongst your top 10 for this upcoming restart. And it's going to be interesting where the tandems come into play, where the teamwork now comes in for this restart.
I guess you could say we're having a Fast Friday of our own.
I believe we are, with drivers going more than 180 miles an hour in the pack tonight. Here's a look from your race leader, Ben White in control. Usually here at Dega, they link to the end of the restart zone to keep the pack bundled. Pack stays bundled here. Miles tries to push from the inside. Erickson waiting for the run from Eagles from the outside.
One driver that benefited hugely from that caution after taking a pisser, that's going to be Max Brady. Literally took a bathroom break, went 2 laps down and back on the lead lap in the lead draft here.
Goodbye 2 throughout most of the field. No one really dropping back here at this point. A lot of people trying to pull each other back with some of the side draft a bit with Caruth. Everybody else trying to get to the bumpers.
Outside quite not as formed up as the inside, only 2 strong. One driver goes up, that's going to be the 2 truck of Malik Ray. Gets right in line behind Negos and company. And this outside is formed up in the last 10 seconds beautifully. They're going to have a huge run through the tri-oval here.
Bradley Erickson, he's been second much of this race. He takes the lead at the stripe this time. 10 laps to work with. Erickson takes the line. Now Negals, a super speedway craftsman when it comes to winning the big money races. He's also got experience in elite competition to be able to pick up wins there. Expect him to be a contender for the checkered here.
One driver, 2 not to count out. That 20 truck, that blue truck there on the top between the 8 and the 13 of Roger Caruth. It's none other than Perrin Huggins, one of the winningest drivers of all time for the top split Maconi C Fixed broadcasted time slot. Turning 8 right now, running in the outside lane.
No one willing to come out yet. Is this the calm before the storm, if you could call it that? When do we see that third line pop up is the question, as there's Huggins.
Right now, everyone's in the eye of the hurricane. It's nice and calm, but calamity all around and behind it to the left and in front of you. Sometimes it's even happening in places you don't even know, as the inside is pulling away beautifully outside, not quite able to get the momentum, but here it comes. Right as I was saying, Erickson falling back, and Stephen T. Miles, I think, for the first time tonight, going to get pushed clear of Erickson. He doesn't go low. Now he does. We got to change for the lead.
The new race leader, Stephen T. Miles, started this race in 14th starting spot. There is a third line attempting to try and move forward, but not having luck yet. And guess who? Dietrich, Boyd III, Masevich was with them. He just ditched them.
Remember, all these drivers in the Discord, they're able to communicate a lot faster than anyone else in this field. Able to use that communication to their advantage right here. Try and get that third line formed up. All they need is one driver, maybe a driver towards the front, like Cody Negals, like Benjamin White, to pop out and help lead this outside lane to the front, to the lead, and maybe to a win.
Savage has rejoined them after the recharge, by the way. Max Brady currently holding on to 17. Not been able to find a way through this hornet's nest of trucks yet. Coming to 7 laps to go. Huggins has now moved up to the outside. Nichols up to the outside. 3 wide in the battle for third.
And don't look now, we saw it happen earlier this race, lap traffic right here, going into turn 1. It's going to be Jaden Carter on the lead lap still. He's going below the apron. Keep the pace of the field, he's going to be clear of most of them, and thankfully we don't have a repeat of earlier.
A lot of side draft attempts right now in the pack. Malik Ray in the middle, nearly got up to Nichols' quarter panel. Erickson getting a triple truck tandem push from the middle line as Nichols not able to get close enough to get clear, and we have a blow motor in the pack. Outside line, Aaron Huggins has pushed too hard. He's popped the motor, weak, stay green.
I don't know how the field is able to keep it together right there. They're still weaving and bobbing, trying to get going straight, trying to get formed up. Huggins has been the push for the last couple laps, running on the outside lane to third lane, with up a second on the outside. And just like that, coming to 6 to go, pops his motor, gonna pull that third lane back all the way to the tail end of this lead pack.
Nichols has been forced to reset into the heart of the field. Roger Carew flaring up for a moment. A couple drivers jetted out for a split second in reaction. So now it becomes difficult. How do you play this? Where do you want to be at this point, knowing that third line's still in play and Miles is trying to block both lanes?
If I'm in this field right now, I'd want to be in the infield eating a pizza right about now. This is an absolute crazy, absolute calamity. We're only 2 wide, and know these drivers aren't scared to take it 3, even 4. Benjamin White leads through travel. He has help there from Erickson as the 14 truck. Steven Miles on the outside, help from Malik Ray, who's a great pusher. Nicholas Busset has pushed right through the field, and then Cody Nichols and Aaron Smith all trying to get a win from this outside.
Erickson now goes up to the outside. Ben White trying to block him. Less than 5 laps to go as Miles now goes on the push. Have to be careful here on these moves from here. Nichols just blocked the third line, trying to force them to stop.
And temps look good going through the cars right now. Benjamin White, though, temper might be flaring, falling back here, losing the lead. There's a few laps to go. He's going to lose not 1, but 2, maybe even 3 spots. Here comes Steven T. Miles and Erickson there, clear low. That's going to pull the middle lane that is set back. That's going to open the door for this third lane in the form of Cody Nichols being pushed by Diedrich. Now they're going to go low, and that's going to leave Rocky Boyd and Diedrich leading the outside lane here.
Nichols crafting his way to the front. About 10 months ago, able to pick up a $4,000 payday, put him on the map with the array competition. Known for being able to win big races on super speedways the past couple of years, if you combine all the money race experience. As they come to 3 laps to go, though, it's Steven T. Miles who tries to play each line, and now Ben White is the one trying to line up the push to the 19.
The driver's trying to defend with all he's got. That's driving the inside. That's Steven T. Miles, the 14 there, as Nichols is able to get a good bump, get launched to the lead. Sorry, they side by side for it. Cross line 1,000th of a second. Less than 3 laps to go. Erickson is upping the ante. He is all over the back bumper here of Miles. Miles goes high to block Nichols. The bump from Nichols. That's going to open the door for Bradley Erickson and Roger Caruth on the bottom.
Carew trying to let the truck breathe, backing up. He might be getting hot. He does not want to push Erickson. Miles stays on the push from the back end from Nichols. Coming to 2 laps to go. Miles not able to clear this time. Third line attempting to push forward one more time. Michael P. Frisch has no help though. Still side by side, but the lead as Miles gets to the bottom.
They're going to be 3 wide there. 5th in line, it's none other than Max Brady. Driver's been 2 laps done this entire race, gets the opportunity. He's trying to make the most of it. He has help. That's the 23 of Joey Masevich, and then Caden Diedrich all go with Max Brady. They've got to push. They've got the momentum coming off of turn 2 here. They're going to have a huge run as the middle lane is starting to form. They're looking pretty wobbly, pretty bobbly. Steven Miles is blocking up front, and one driver going to go out to help that third lane.
White now goes outside. Here comes the run for the third group. Brady on the push. He's got Ben White now leading that line. Miles on the bottom. Erickson holds the middle. Coming up towards the white flank this time by Miles trying to block 2 to 3 lanes. He gets turned. Around goes Miles. Around goes Ericsson. Up and over goes Carruth.
It's the entire field. One driver makes it through and it's whip damage, and that's going to be the 2 truck of Malik Ray. Only driver to make it through that.
Absolute pandemonium coming up to the white flag, as that will set up a green-white checkered finish. At least half the field, if not 3/4 in it. Let's take a look.
This is going to be the entire field here, JP. See Ericsson there. 14 Steven Miles trying to play the blocking game and just get turned in front of the field, 3 wide, come to the white, nothing you can do. I mean, not a single driver made it through. Even Malik Ray had to go through the grass and then some to avoid it, but this is the entire field. We're talking 18 trucks, all talking 190 miles an hour, inches apart. Now, multiple inches on these cars destroyed.
A lot of people gonna have damage the rest of the way here. That's the obvious point. Pin-pon effect, hard contact to the outside wall for Joey Misevich. He's one of the drivers who picked up mandatory damage. In fact, he was the only one to pick up a meatball flag from the entire caution.
That's the most impressive feat Elias drivers took through the field. Missing bumper covers, missing quarter panels, caved in fenders, caved in doors, caved in noses. Obviously, no one's going to be at 100%. And when it comes down to a drag race like that, 100% is what you need. Looking at another angle here, look at the 14 truck at Steven Miles. You can go up to block the 11. That was Bradley Ericsson. Carruth there on the bottom. I think a bad bump there from Ericsson sends him down low. Carruth already fills the gap at that point. Miles can't really go back up, can't go low, and chaos ensues. I wonder if we're able to get like an aerial or a blimp camera covering the whole trial. See if we have the blimp driver or the blimp operator working today.
Why not? You ask, you shall receive. Right there, just tried to block the middle line, had the bump out the corner into the Carruth. Everybody else steps by as the 14 he rolls over.
It's a game of inches.
Sometimes, block you pay, is one of the phrases drivers would say. He tried to block, and the field made him pay. Here's a look from on board, part of the field, Michael Frisch.
All the smoke, all the cars, rubber flying, dirt flying, nothing they can do. Cars going left, cars going right, cars flipping behind you. Overall, pretty clean.
I believe he didn't pick up any damage. He's in 5th. See that on the pylon. You mentioned some of the drivers who made it through clean. Malik Ray, Rocky Boy III amongst those who did not pick up damage. Just about everybody else picked up at least some bit of contact. In 2nd is Brady, by the way. He's got rear end damage that might impact his chances here. But it could get interesting now, to say the very least, what he and some of the others are going to try and do here with most of the field, except for 2 with damage.
I say that Malik Ray and Brady, I think, came out A-OK in that one, despite being in the heart of it. Looking at Rocky Boyd there, Rocky following him a little bit. He was in that wreck with Michael P. Frisch to his out or his inside. So now Rocky Boyd III, the street stock driver from California, originally from Pensacola. I mentioned he races all over the West Coast and recently went down there to the Snowball Derby to compete in the street stock events. He's going to have a fair shot of it. His truck looks A-OK. Benjamin White and Ford heavy left front damage for him, as well as Michael P. Frisch. He's looking pretty sporty here, A-OK. Bradley Ericsson, well, his truck has seen better days, as well as everyone behind him.
So again, how this works with green-white checkered finishes. Take the white flag, it is a race to the checkered, and we've seen drag races down the middle of the back straight away with how bad things have gone on the apron. We've also seen wildness here at Talladega coming to the white flag. If we get a caution before we take the white flag, the race is over. We finish under yellow.
No one wants that. No one wants to finish under yellow. This entire field here wants to get to that white flag. And we get to that white flag, JP, we're going to see 4 wide.
It's the question of who's going to force it for and make it work. I'll ask you this, who's your pick out of this field left to try and win this one?
Anyone in the top 5 is going to be a great pick. You know, Malik Ray, we know how aggressive he can be, and that aggressiveness wins him races. Max Brady, talk about a comeback story this race it would be for him to literally have to go to the bathroom on the pace lap from second. So I'm going to go with Rocky Boyd III. Mention him as street stock starts, also runs in the RTP series. I believe made it round 2 this past year. May have got him podium. I'm about 60% sure he got podium at some point in RTP. So he's looking to go back next year. I'm gonna go with a man in 3rd, Rocky Boyd the 3rd.
Just about ready to try and see who picks up the win in this one. Talladega week's been wild. This S.O.F race has been wild. Who's going to be able to take the checkered? It's Ray, Brady, Boyd the 3rd in your top 3. This car is already off. Boyd Ray having a bit of distance between him and Boyd the 3rd coming to the restart zone. Boyd the 3rd trying to close it up. Brady having a bogged down start. 2 laps to decide it. Ray getting a hard push from Boyd the 3rd. Here comes Michael Frisch to make it a 3-truck push.
That huge push is all around. This is not going to end pretty. Malik Ray goes high to block. That's going to open the door for Rocky Boyd the 3rd. Here comes Rocky Boyd. Malik goes to the middle. He's going to block Benjamin White. He's going to leave Max Brady out to dry. Brady falling back fast. And Malik Ray with the push from White leads the field in the middle. And there goes the wreck behind him. Yellow flag is out. One driver barrel rolling. That's Jabo. And I believe this is going to make the race official and give it to Malik Ray.
Yes, indeed. Caution flag is out. That's the race. So, more drivers spin around and get collected. Incidents there to put us under yellow. Let's take a look. Why Gray is still in the grass, for example, from that incident. There were 2 different spins there.
What a wild ride there. Jabo barrel rolling down the track. Saw the 12 Aaron Smith had his own accident. Next to mention that there was going to be 2 wrecks here. So we're looking at the 12 and looking at the 8. The 12 is going to get a bump, I think. He's going to get sent to the inside. He's actually going to about barrel roll. At that point, the field further up the road decides, you know what, we're going to wreck 2. Starting with the number 8 of Nicholas Bissett. Bissett is going to get a bump from Caden Diedrich. Looks like going 3 wide, bump from Diedrich on wrong. Comes down the field, collects Jabo. At that point, Jabo, the innocent bystander, along for the ride, and he's got a ticket for 2, and that second person is Carson Bowers, who slides into him and sends both the drivers barreling towards the inside wall.
And again, a white flag already taken. It's just a matter of crossing the I's and dotting the T's with the checkered flag. Malik Ray started this race in 3rd. He's able to make his way through the big incident without any damage, and now his 2-truck just has to roll to the tri-oval, no problems. He'll finish with 6 laps led. More than enough to get the job done here. Checker flag displayed. Winner here in the Maconi Fixed Series here at Talladega. Malik Ray gets it done over Benjamin White. Rocky Boyd the 3rd, your top 3. The end, 18 finished on the lead lap. Many of them damaged from 2 big incidents to close out the race.
Nothing they could have done differently. Wreck happens behind them, racing for the lead. They all had a shot at it.
Let's take a quick break. Come back, we'll look at the results. You're watching tonight's coverage of iRacing Maconi Entertainment from Talladega.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to tonight's coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series here from Talladega. Wild one with an S.O.F of 5,878 this evening. Let's take a look at the results. We finish under caution with Blake Ray taking the checker over Benjamin White and Rocky Boyd III. Robbie Erickson and Michael P. Frisch the top 5. Brady, Dietrich, Nichols, Carruth, Stephen Miles after his near flip still finished in 10th.
Carson Bowers there going to round out your top or drivers out, start your drivers outside the top 10. Woo, it's been a night, JP, I'll tell you that. Matthew Maglia, his outside there in 12th, Jaden Carter behind them in 13th, and then J-Bill barrel rolling on all 4 wheels and actually finishes the race under his own power. He's going to finish 14th. Nicholas set your pole sitter on driver to take a pole. I talking to him, or saw him talking in chat. He says he's just upping his pole stats for 2025. And in 16th is Junsun Lim. There behind them is going to be Aaron Smith there in 17th. Y.A. Gray going to round out your drivers on to lead that. And starting your long but short list of DNFers, Joey Masevich, Karen Huggins, Aaron T. Lee, Jack Mason, and Daniel Moscow.
So top spot at the runner are here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. We do have Rocky Boyd III standing on by. Rocky Boyd III coming away 3rd this evening. Rocky, what was it like in the heart of that field? It seemed like you wanted to get that 3rd line working all night.
Yeah, we couldn't. There was no runs up there for whatever reason, and it was impossible to keep your temperatures cool as soon as you started to get your line rolling. So if you weren't in the first couple of rows, you were just kind of boxed out anyways. So I was just happy to be at the front at the end because I couldn't get up there how I wanted to.
How big was that communication amongst you and your friends to find a way, though, to make things work, to find that communication, to maneuver your way to a pack like this evening?
We tried to communicate, but it didn't really matter. Anytime we got the 3rd groove somewhat working, somebody in 6th or something would just block our line and kill every any ounce of mo we had. So it was important, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day because it was just a free-for-all with that big wreck, and I was just 3rd and couldn't go anywhere because bottom lane did not roll.
On that note here, what are you looking forward to the most for you and your team for 2025? I know you're a part of those that made a solid run in RTP this past season.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm waiting for the schedule to get released, and so I can get all my stuff figured out, and excited to show up in February and hopefully make round 2 this year and go a little bit farther, hopefully.
We'll see. Thank you very much for your time, Rocky. Congrats on the top 3.
Thank you, Justin.
Rocky Boyd III coming away with a solid run tonight in the 3rd position. Thank him for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. Well, where do we go from here? How about some short track racing? It's New Hampshire that's on the docket, and that will be a New Year's Day broadcast, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch that here on Maconi Entertainment and iRacing social media platforms. On that note, Braden, your thoughts on tonight as we get ready to shift gears to a short track?
Yeah, I hope next week definitely is a lot calmer. We see 3 wide racing at New Hampshire. Well, we might see some lobsters got to fly, but it's like we talked about in the new pre-race show. Talladega is not a matter of if, but when, and when it struck big tonight. Some multiple drivers on their lids, on their sides, and Malik were able to overcome all of that. And he even led the whole no qualifying charge there at the start of the session, so I think he benefited probably the most from that, considering he won.
It'll be a fun time once again on New Year's Day. But on that note, I'd like to thank you for tuning in for tonight's coverage, as well as the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, for all their efforts here for these broadcasts. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brayton Laster. DJ Lion was producing. Thanks as well to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. I hope you stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for the work and bring this racing once again to you. Once again, congratulations to your top 5, Malik Ray, Benjamin White, Rocky Boy III, Bradley Erickson, and Michael P. Frisch, part of tonight's S.O.F. On that, this has been the production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.